Okay, so the way that I'm choosing to solve this is different to the way that it's solved in the QCAA answers. So it might be good for you to go and have a look at what they've done as well. All right, so now first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use what I know about multiplying fractions. So it'll be this to this, this to that. Now the problem that I'll get doing this is it won't end up with the same denominator as I've got over here. But what I can do is I can multiply the top and the bottom by this, and then that will make all of my expressions equivalent. See, so at the moment, if I divide them, then that just cancels out to be 1. So I haven't changed them, I've just scaled them. Okay, so then a 2x minus 1 squared plus b 2x minus 1. And that'll all be over 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1 squared. Okay, so what happens when I move this up over here by multiplying? It'll come up there, which will cancel this bottom line as well. So that's why I'm only left with the numerators. So now I'm going to expand everything that I've got. So 4x times 2x will make 8x squared. This times this times this. When I combine those terms, whoop, won't be a plus, it'll be a minus. Plus 1 is going to be equal to a bracket. Now, this times this will be 4x squared. And then this times this, I'll do that twice, so it'll be minus 4x. And then just the 1 multiply itself. Now, sometimes it's helpful to write this out in full so that you don't get confused each time. Okay, plus b bracket 2x minus 1. Okay, so now I'm going to start grouping the like terms here. So this one and this one will be my first set. So 8x squared is going to be equal to a times 4x squared. Take this to the other side by division. That's going to give me that a is equal to 2. Now I can substitute into the next part of this. So I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to take that one. And that's going to make my next one. So minus 6x is equal to minus 4ax plus 2bx. Okay, so now I'm going to factorize the x out of this side. When it comes across, it's going to divide that, and I'll be left with minus 6 is equal to minus 4a plus 2b. Now I'm going to substitute back in that a is equal to 2. So that'll become minus 8 plus 2b equals minus 6. And then I'll take this one across, and it'll become 2 is equal to 2b, or that b is equal to 1. So now I've solved for a and b here. You can use the last step to verify as well. So 1 should be equal to a times 1 plus minus b. So that would be 1 is equal to 2 minus 1 is going to be 1 is equal to 1, therefore true. Now this last step that I've just done is completely optional. You don't have to do it at all. This is what it's asking you to solve. So now I've got my equation in this form. Okay, so next part is we're going to use our results from 14 to determine the value of the following integral. So I'm first going to use partial fraction decomposition to rewrite this expression. So it would become 1 over, it's going to be 2 over 2x minus 1 plus 1 over 2x minus 1 squared dx. Now, remember that when you've got them set up like this, as in one bracket there, you're actually going to be integrating both of them separately and then inputting your answers in anyway. So the first one's pretty easy to see straight away. This part, the 2 would come out the front, and then I'm left doing the integral of 1 over this, so it'll be ln 2x minus 1, and it'll be divided by what's in the derivative of the bracket. So if I derive the bracket, I'll end up with 2, which is how I end up with that section. So then for the second section, I'm going to have this statement here. Now, we remember reverse chain rule from methods. You could apply that here, or you could do partial fraction. Sorry, not partial fraction. You could use linear substitution. So I'm going to let u equal 2x minus 1, so that du over dx is equal to 2, so that dx is equal to du over 2. Okay, and now I'm going to substitute everything back into my expression. So it'll be integrating 1 over u squared du over 2. And so when I integrate this expression, that's like saying u to the power of negative 2. When you add 1 on, it will become u to the power of negative 1. So it'll be negative 1 over u times 2. I'm trying to skip some of the steps here. I hope this hasn't confused you more. Okay, and now I just put everything back together. So minus 1 over 2 bracket 2x minus 1, like that. Okay, so I'm just going to chuck that integral straight in. Okay, so these two will simplify down and just become 1, which means for this one I'm ready to just substitute straight into the bracket. So ln, so 2 times 2 is 4 minus 1 will be 3, minus ln 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1 will make 1. Now remembering from our integration laws that this part here, ln 1 is just 0. So for that part I'm going to be left with ln 3 plus. Now ready for the next part. So when I substitute in 2 into here, I'll have 2 times 2 is 4 minus 1 is 3 times 2 is 6. So negative 1 over 6 minus negative 1 over 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1 is 1 over 2, like that. So now I've got negative a sixth plus a half. I'm going to scale this second fraction so that they have the same denominator. So it'll become 1 over 6 times 3 over 6, or plus 3 over 6, I should say. So which will become 2 over 6, which simplifies to 1 over 3. So plus 1 over 3. And that's my final answer.